Congregations rely on cantors more for beginnings and endings of songs, and by that I include also beginnings of each verse. So it's important that that's where you use most eye contact and hand gestures, particularly if you want to shorten a lengthy hymn or if you want to keep a chant going, repeating it several times to accompany a liturgical action perhaps. So as you come towards the end of a song, you might want to return to the microphone or sing more loudly and slightly slow down, or raise your hand again to indicate that the song is finishing. It's not appropriate to give a spoken introduction to those parts of the Mass that we sing rather than speaking them. So there are certain parts of the Mass that we sing which are integrated within the liturgy. For example, things like the Holy Holy. In this case, all the other principles of smiling and eye contact and being a useful physical presence with your body language and the hand gestures, all of these continue to be useful to the worshippers, but there's no need to give a spoken introduction. It's very helpful, if you're a beginner cantor in particular, that you pay close attention to what's happening at every Mass and perhaps find out more about the prayers of the Mass and why some are spoken and why some are sung. And you might want to read something like, there's a book called Celebrating the Mass, which has come from our Bishops' Conference. Or you might like to look at something like the Guide for Composers, which is on the website romanmissal.org.uk. Well, the cantor's role supports the flow of the liturgy. We try very hard not to obscure it or get in the way. And one of the things that we can do each time a song finishes is to smile again encouragingly at the congregation and turn towards the focus of the liturgical action as the Mass continues. Because any worshippers who are looking at you during the singing will then turn with you to continue to concentrate on what's happening in the liturgy. Sometimes the cantor is leading the congregation in a sung response to something that the priest has either said or sung. That might be part of the penitential act when the priest says or sings, "Lord have mercy," and everyone responds. Or it might be the memorial acclamation responding to the priest singing or saying the mystery of faith. And sometimes also we are in dialogue with a lay minister. So when the reader reads the universal prayer, which we might know as the prayer of the faithful, it's sometimes appropriate for the cantor to lead a sung response at that point. And dialogue is also part of our ministry just outside the Mass. So before the Mass comes, it's really important that you talk to your priest to find out what his expectations are. What is he hoping that you as a cantor will help the congregation to sing? What's he intending to sing? And where would he like you to stand? And how much gesture and eye contact and movement does he think is appropriate? That dialogue's really important as we carry out the role of cantor. Yes, we are constantly reminded that when we sing in the liturgy, we join the heavenly choir. We're singing with the angels. Now, I hope that that's inspiring, but I think for some people it's a bit intimidating. And so then I encourage you to take your inspiration from a particular Bible verse, Romans chapter 8, verse 26, which says that when we find it difficult to pray, the Spirit intercedes for us with groans too deep for words. But that verse starts by saying that the Spirit is there to help us in any area of weakness.